speaker is Dr. Sagarkumar Agravat. He is a scientist in charge, Solar R&D Projects, Gujarat Energy Research and Management Institute, that's GERMI.
Thank you very much, sir. And this presentation is scheduled in Make in India session very thoughtfully by Dr. Garg. And I believe that so far we discussed about foreign technologies. This is some concept Government of India has developed, Government of Gujarat has developed, and something to offer to global solar industry. So very nice sequence. Always we eat sweet in last. So this is also something we can offer to world and very proper sequence. So what I am going to study, inform you about is the Government of Gujarat in 2012 has very massive solar policy, and GERMI has been back support for Government of Gujarat. We received 1000 megawatt worth of solar photovoltaic power plants commitments. Now another worry which was going in, on back of the mind of then CM and now who is PM of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, was that if we want to have 1000 megawatt solar power plant, we need to have lot of land. And how to save land, and then he thought, why not to put something on canal which has no other purpose, and Gujarat has a vast canal network, and for that sake entire India has very vast canal network. So we can probably avoid the uses of land. That was single point agenda because of which this concept got birth, and we realized this power plant. What happened that now some statistic, but I'll like to just cut it short. If we want to have 100 gigawatt of solar photovoltaic power plant all from ground based installation, we need to probably consume 1.5 times size of our capital, that's New Delhi, right? And that's a very, very problematic situation. With this, well, I'll skip other things. This is about some information about plant. It has 280 watt peak MEMC modules, 1 megawatt complete. It has 4 inverters and things like. This is how project looks. So you can find on left hand side, extreme left hand, the canal before installation, on right hand side after installation. So these are not main canals, and as this is not main canal, water is not continuously flowing throughout the year. Problem number one. Second problem is that in Gujarat, canal authorities, Sardar Sarovar Narmada Nigam Limited, who were little offended with this concept, and as CM wanted to do it, so they had to do it, but they never allowed to put something, some support in between. And this is probably a lot of people are opposing that if you put something on canal top, it is going to have higher cost. But I generally defend them that okay, there was some tradition. My father was professionally a medical doctor, and he used to drive a scooter. And one day I asked why you don't drive a bike, which is more efficient, more convenient. He said, do not go with my personality, right? Because I'm a doctor. Probably something similar has happened with canal top power plant also. The first plant which could not get support in middle of canal, so it become tradition, and now whatever replications are happening, they are always thinking of structure which is having no support. So maybe cost is very high, but if you come out of that mentality, this is something cost effective solution. It will bring down cost of entire solar photovoltaic power plant by at least 7 to 10%, I believe. Now Government of Gujarat asks us to do survey, kind of post-mortem thing, because once you do something, they need to check whether the concept was properly executed or not, and for future application what is to be done. So what we did is, one of the important thing which we had to study is degradation, because when you put on something on canal, there is lot of moisture, and what is the effect of moisture on module, that is something first priority. So this task was given to us, and initially we sent 5 modules from canal top power plant to underwriter laboratory which is in Bangalore, and these are reports of underwriter laboratory Bangalore which I am citing here. And if you see that degradation they have clearly mentioned is in minus. So degradation is in minus, that means power has increased, which is not possible, but this is because of machine error, measurement errors. That means modules have not degraded. And I am talking about testing after 3 years of lifespan of modules, right? The plant was installed in 2012, and we conducted this study last year, this year, 2016. So after 3 years of life also, 3 years of exposure to sunlight, the module have not degraded, which is contradictory to normal industry standard that modules degrade every year by 1% or so. What happened that this is very nice result, we want to have second confirmation. So then next time, we didn't have much money. So we did this study with the help of Prime Minister Award which this project won. And that 5 lakh rupee was given by PM office to Gujarat State Electricity Corporation Limited, and ultimately it came to GERMI for conducting this study. So next time we sent 49 number of modules to local manufacturing setup, that is of Topson, which maintain their simulators very nicely. And we conducted again PIV test on 49 number of modules, and these are the results of those 49 number of modules. As you can see, almost all except 5-6 modules are having negative degradation. So it is confirmation that modules have not degraded much. But I just average out all these numbers and just made a comment that okay, if it is not degraded much, we expect that okay, it degraded by 0.5% in 3 years of life. And then we got some field study also. So this is report of average monthly performance ratio. Now performance ratio is some yardstick which indicates.
Pardon my interruption.
Ji.
You repeat the word negative degradation, which is.
Degradation is value is negative. That means there is no degradation. Rather, power has increased.
That is what you insist
Yes.
on. That's your first study was all right.
That's true, sir. But on 5
But you
modules,
said
we
that
can't
was an
comment on
No,
this
that
thing.
was an instrument error. You said because
Yes.
otherwise it defies the laws of physics.
That's true, sir. Of course. That is the point, because there will be some plus or minus percentage whenever you test it. Even with underwriter laboratory, they also showed negative result, which is not defying law of physics, sir. That shows that there is always some percentage error in measurement or with
No,
equipment
be
calibration.
careful. All money is given by Government of India subject to CAG audit.
Gee, sir.
There could
Of
be
course,
a
of
CBI
course.
investigation.
Of course, sir. I'm sure I can defend them.
Sir, just one interruption here,
Gee.
if you don't mind, a few seconds. Average temperature below the panel also falls. That also aids, in a way, the improvement in the output. That's why canal top is a good innovation. Only thing is how to go about implementing, because
Yes, of
cost of
course,
the
of
project
course,
is
sir.
substantially high.
Thank you
because
very
you
much.
are anchoring on both the sides of the banks.
Yes.
So that has to be addressed. A lot of people
Right.
are working on it, but it's an excellent innovation.
Yes, sir. Now,
Going to say that this leads you to an interesting observation. It is not only water, it's not stagnant water. You should do a comparison with a pond vis-a-vis a canal.
we have done it,
Because
sir.
this is a dynamic mode.
Right, sir.
Does that make a difference? And secondly, please don't attempt those staking in the middle of a canal if the water source is not from a dam. Otherwise, you will have silting. Every canal which doesn't have a source in a dam has to be desilted every year.
That's what, sir, they are exactly doing. They use small hydra. And I don't have any photograph because topic was different. But if
Because
they have,
the other thing is that if you are, you have to do these tests thoroughly. If you are constantly putting that water body under a shade, you will be encouraging algae formation in that water body, in a way.
sir, it is actually reducing because you now
Okay,
reducing.
well, all these things need to be scientifically done, and
Right.
I think, a third party has to give you a judgment on this.
We are acting as third party because we have not constructed this plant and we are R&D institute. We have done all this study.
Okay.
I don't have slide on algae because we just focus on degradation. I thought I'll be given only 5 minutes,
Okay.
but I have done it. And the point is actually now when degradation is low, what ultimately it indicates. Now if panel takes normally 25 years of life to reduce from 100% of power to 80%, that is the PPA period. Now because there is very less degradation, it might take 43 years of time. So that means this plant, same plant, when we put on canal top, the life has increased almost double, twofold. So this will reduce the cost of electricity very low. This is some commercial implication which I am foreseeing. Then these are some ground data which shows that there is no degradation. Of course, every year generation has increased, but probably amount of incident radiation also has increased, and this is the effect. This is the effect of temperature which Mr. Subramanian just mentioned. We conducted some test on canal top and ground mount reference plant, and we found that temperature of canal top module has fallen down by 10 degrees Celsius, and we expect that this might give rise to power by 0.5%, 0.35% depending upon the temperature coefficient of power of module. But ultimately we expect that around 2.5% useful energy is translated into the grid, right? And this is some slide on that. Now another thing that this canal top project which is offering around 17.71% CUF is not properly oriented. So what if we give proper tilt and proper distance between two rows of module, probably it will still further increase to 18.8%. So proper angle should also be provided so that it will generate more. And the one which you talked about, the study under shade and without shade for water evaporation, as per Central Water Commission, Government of India estimate, if there is 1 square meter of area, a water column will reduce by 1.8 to 2.1 meter, and if it is under shade, it can evaporate by 0.5 meter per square meter of water column area. Accordingly, we calculate that it can save around 9 million liters of water, 9,000 cubic meter of water. But every claim needs to be supported by some experiment. So we conducted one experiment. It was in peak period in June. So what we found that the figures are different. We found that when module is not there, evaporation will be 9.678 liter per square meter of area, and this will lead to around 21,200 cubic meter of water being lost through evaporation. But if it is under shade, only 4 liter per square meter of area is reduced, and this will lead to around 8,774 cubic meter. Ultimately, we expect that with radiation condition which is different, it will result into around 12,000 cubic meter of water saving, which supports this claim, because we could not conduct this test for entire year duration. For particular time period in June we conducted. So 9,000 and 12,000 matches well. Fine, and then this has a lot of replication potential, and we believe that further study should be done with different canal top also. What I wanted to make point is that canal top can replace ground mount project. Even it can work as very good alternative solution for rooftop. Rooftop has lot of legal issues as well, that somebody wants to put a rooftop, tomorrow he wants to sell his house, and then there are issues who will accept, whether the buyer will accept this system or not. Somebody is actually putting rooftop, there is next building which is high rise than this building, then he is not getting sufficient sunlight, and we don't have any law in India about blocking sunlight or things alike, right? So maybe under smart city program also, when people want to have bigger capacity through rooftop, why don't we put something on canal or river which is passing through that city? So this can work as very nice alternative to rooftop program. It saves on a lot of cost, and if we talk about efficiency, rise and R&D, probably simply by putting this thing and avoiding land uses. Land in India, we have estimated that 20 lakh rupee per acre will be normal cost of land. So we are directly saving here 1 crore rupee, right? So
I
if
think
we
point
consider
well taken. Point well taken. Only thing is that you have not examined the effect on criminal law in the region. There's a lot of canals in Punjab, Haryana, UP areas. They're effective dumping grounds for dead bodies.
That's true, sir.
So if you cover the entire space, you would probably
of course, sir. We'll cover this
aiding
kind of
some other
ecological
activity.
studies. Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you
your
very
time,
much.
sir. Yeah.